What's going on, everybody? Welcome on in, guys, to the Eagles 2026 schedule preview and predictions. Riggs Tamburo, Kenton Heidemann, and Greg Andrews is here as well. It's going to be a fun one. Interesting division. Should be some shaking up of things. But the Eagles last year, obviously the top of this division. Coming off previous to that, a Super Bowl appearance. Kenton, I got to ask my man, 2025, 26, 30-second recap. I know you got your article on sportsforummedia.com. People can check out more, but your big takeaways from last year.
I mean, really overall, it was a bit of a weird season. They started off really dominant, going on a win streak there, which was then ended by the Denver Broncos, my favorite team, of course. And really from there, they didn't really have much more that was really impressive after that. They went on to win 11 games total. But for that division, that was still enough to win the division, get that spot in the playoffs. But then very quickly, it was also cut short in that wild card round by the San Francisco 49ers. So really just overall weird season. They started off really dominant. People thought that they were going to be potentially maybe repeating champions, but then just rapidly came falling apart after that loss to the Broncos.
Yeah, of course you had to end it on Broncos. Shocker. Ken, I'm going to try to be nice to the show. I'm going to try to not be mean to the Denver Broncos. But Mr. Greg Andrews is here as well. Greg, I know we're getting ready to hop in here to game one, week one against the Commanders. But first, I want to ask you very quickly about the Commanders. Last year, it was brutal. Last year, it was injury-ridden. This year, do you expect them to at least, without giving too much away here, do you expect them to at least put a little bit of pressure on Philly this season?
It's definitely going to be better. I think than the 20-19 loss that they had last season. Jaden Daniels has ups and downs, as anybody will early on in their career. I think this team they have to find a rhythm. They've got to find their identity. It's not there yet. There's a lot of room to grow. I mean, right now, offensively, one of the big upsides was the rush game was fourth in the league in terms of yards per game at 135 per game. Defense needs a decent amount of work, except for pass defense. They were fifth worst. I could see them getting a little bit better there, but it's Jaden Daniels' show. It's going to dictate the offense. Obviously, any quarterback in the league, as young as he is, I think he's going to say, all right, guys, we've got some chemistry now. We're going to find an identity. Let's roll with this. Injuries hopefully will not be something that will hurt us this year. That's in the past. Let's roll with this. Let's see what we can do this season. Again, building. They got a lot to prove on.
Yeah, I could see a coaching change happening mid-season here. Things aren't going their way as well. So we shall see what happens over there in Washington. But this is the Eagles show. I'm over here in Pittsburgh, so I'm cool. We just swipe this one under the rug, but we got to do it. So here we go. Week number one, Commanders at the Eagles, September 13th, 4:25 p.m. Washington have an opportunity here to catch the Eagles sleeping a little bit, kind of reawaken the world. Jaden Daniels, like you said, it's on his shoulders. Come back here and kind of say, hey, whoa. Don't get it twisted. Last year was a blip. It was a mistake. It will not happen again. Kenton, do you think the Commanders walk in week one and steal one in Philly?
No, I don't think so. I mean, I think the Commanders are going to look a lot different this season than they did last season, especially since for a lot of last season, we had Jaden Daniels out on injury. It was Marcus Mariota at the QB position for a lot of that season. But outside of that, I mean, their defense struggled a lot. I'm not too impressed with the moves that they've really made this offseason. Overall, I'm not seeing enough where I think they're going to be able to beat a team like the Eagles, especially playing in Philly.
Greg, you doubling down on that?
It's real easy. Betting odds highly in favor of Philly winning this one. The Eagles 65.5% prediction for the matchup predictor to win that one. I'm just going to stick with that. Just like Kenton just said, hey, man, Jaden Daniels got to stay healthy. Not a lot of moves, a lot of question marks still. It's a rebuilding process. It's going to take time.
All right. Well, look, I mean, hey, guys, you know what they say? No more A.J. Brown. They're screwed now. That's what I've seen out of nowhere. But Greg, you heard my take on A.J. Brown the other day. Seth didn't like it very much. I said that boy going to average 5 catches a game if he lucky. And y'all said I was crazy, but hey, I'm just saying. He had less work in Philly. So, hey, it is what it is. But I don't think the loss of AJ is a big deal. I'm kind of with you guys here. I feel like week 1 in Philly, it's like I say every single time, to beat the Eagles, I have to be able to say you can stop the tush push, or you are just a horrific matchup for them on every other side of everything in that game. And I don't really think the Commanders are. I feel like they're kind of the Commanders, but they're just a little bit better at everything. That Commanders running game off rip kind of scares me a little bit. They lost a lot of pieces there. I don't think there's a whole lot there. Defensively, obviously the Eagles keep piling on. And then additionally, y'all want to say Jalen Hurts can't throw, but it's going to be a sunny September afternoon, and I will not be surprised to see him drop a couple dimes there. Devontae Smith for a deep one might not be a bad bet either. So sweep for us guys in week 1 over the Commanders. Eagles 1-0. Then they go to the Titans. Gentlemen, I think we can do a gentleman's sweep here if we're okay with it. Win.
Win.
Yeah. All right. No reason to talk about this one, folks. Cam Ward, he might have his moments this year, but he ain't beating Jalen Hurts and the Philadelphia Eagles. So 2-0 for the Titans. Then a big one here in primetime, week 3, September 28th at the Chicago Bears. We all know Caleb Williams is a fraud. Oh, man, I've enjoyed talking about this guy so far in preseason. But I will go first here to get my pick out the way. Give me the Eagles here. This is more a fade of the Bears than it is a likeness of the Eagles. I can see a billion ways Philly lose this game. Don't get me twisted here. But if this is best game versus best game, this goes to Philly. So that's where I'm going. Kenton, is it a win for you as well, or is this a 2-1 start, Philadelphia?
I'm going to give the Eagles a 2-1 start here. I think the Bears are going to get it done. They're playing in Chicago for starters, so they got that home field advantage. And then on top of that, just thinking about last year, as much as I wanted to fade Caleb Williams last year, I wanted to talk trash on him. What I saw honestly impressed me. They were a top 6 offense last year. He was great in clutch time. Their defense struggles, but that makes me think that this is going to be a back and forth offensive game, and Caleb Williams in clutch time has proven himself. So I think that's how this one is going to go.
Has he?
I believe so.
Has he? Because here's the one thing I don't like. Ken, he might have proved himself in clutch time, but that's because he sucks for the other 3 quarters. And then he puts one drive together because it takes him 4 quarters to figure out how a defense works. And then he has a game-winning drive. And then his defense steps up and they do their part. And then they win. And everyone goes, oh my God, Caleb, he's him. Put him on Madden. Why, bro? He was horrible all game. Anyway,
take a look at the numbers from the Bears game last season. Caleb Williams did not play well. He didn't.
No,
he was 17 of 36.
You can say all you want about how he won't play well all game, but as you said, he'll put together a game-winning drive. And let me tell you, is it better to play like if you
the
play
rushing game will set off the game-winning drive?
Is that better than not playing well, but then ultimately winning on a game-winning drive? Wins are wins.
Kenton, you shouldn't be in position to lose all the time because you sucked for 3 quarters and then get praised as him when you find a way to get it done.
It's him, but I think he has done well in clutch time, and I think that's what it's going to come down to.
If he was Joe Burrow and he was handling his business all game and his defense was sucking all game, and then he would go do it one more time and just put the dagger in him and win 42-35 every game because he balled out, I could live with myself. But when they win these 20-16, did 3 points at halftime, didn't do shit all day, and then he puts together a drive and wins. I can't look. I'm not going to try to take anything away from him, but we really got to pump the brakes on calling this dude him and saying how clutch he is. Iceman. Dude, I'm so tired of this shit already. I hope he gets exposed this year. Bad. Anyway, Greg, I have a feeling where you're going here. Come to the dark side. Let's fade Chicago.
Look, Caleb Williams is not the man yet. Could he be the man? Essentially, yes, but it's his rushing guys that make it happen for this team. Okay, I'm going to say DeAndre Swift, 125 rush yards, touchdown. Monengai, 130 yards, touchdown. Receivers, These are the top 3 guys, what they caught. 3 receptions, 36 yards. 4 receptions, 33 yards. 3 receptions, 28 yards. Caleb Lewin, 17 of 36. I'm from Chicago, my man. I'm from Chicago, my man, and I don't believe in him yet. I'm not going to say, no way, they got to get rid of him. No. Time. He still has to develop. He has shown glimpses of greatness. Is he great? No. Middle of the road so far? Yes. Develop him. What's winning these games, by the way, don't let the defensive numbers here in the rankings distract you from their plus 22 turnover margin that led the league last season, that helped them get to where they were into the playoffs and win the division. I'm taking Chicago in this one. 2-1 start for the Eagles, but I still don't believe in Caleb Williams. Sorry.
I love the turnaround. Let's go.
Let's go. That's fine. Like I said, I think if they lose, look, if they do lose, I do think it's because the Eagles have one of their really bad offensive performances, and Chicago steps up at home and gets it done. And that wouldn't upset me. And look, Ken, I wouldn't be upset if Caleb has a game-winning drive. It's just if they beat him 10-6, I don't want to hear how great he is. That's all I'm saying. But anyway, moving on through here, guys. 2-1 for these two, 3-0 for me for Philly so far. Then they are at home against the LA Rams. Really tough one here. I'm going to go ahead and actually, you know what? I'm going to turn this over to Greg first, because LA is a team that a lot of people at the Sports Home are 50-50 on. It seems like the majority of people here are liking the Rams. I think with the rest of the world, it's hard not to. They're favorites to win the Super Bowl. I understand that, but it's a long way to go. It's a very, very good environment if you're Philly here in this one. Greg, do you think Matt Stafford goes on the road and gets this one done and makes it 2-2?
I'm not a big fan of Matt Stafford. I'm not. But that offense is insane. Number 1 in yards per game, number 1 in passing, number 7 in rush, points per game, number 1 last season. I think they're going to continue to be on that roll this year. And I don't fully trust the Philadelphia defense. Yes, I know their pass defense is great, but their rush defense is not. And if the running game gets going for the LA Rams, it's going to open up the passing game. And we all know Stafford, if there are open wide receivers, he's not going to miss. He's not going to miss. And yeah, I know there are some questionable wide receivers right now. You know, Puka, I don't really trust him too much. But I still think the rest of that receiving core, especially with Davante Adams there, could essentially kind of turn the tide for this one. But unfortunately, I do have the Rams taking this one over Philly. I just don't think their defense is going to be able to stop the powerhouse that is the LA Rams offense.
We got to go Birds in the chat. E-Money Bentley, welcome into chat, man. Hope you're doing well. Let us know how you're feeling overall. But I'm with you on this one, so I'm going to hop in here while the comments on the screen. Go Birds, baby. Give me the Eagles here in this one. I'm going to go 4-0 for the kids. I'm not as high on LA as everybody else. I think they've showed us literally exactly who they are. That is a good football team. That is if you let them catch you, they gonna catch you. But that said, I think LA are getting a little too overhyped. You're talking about Matt Stafford doesn't miss. Yeah, but Matt Stafford going to be under a lot of pressure, and that boy getting old, and he moving slower, and he looks like he doesn't want to be hit as much. I know we all still love Matt Stafford running down the field with his one arm. And he's not that guy no more. And we got to stop looking at him like he's Mr. Invincible. He's not. And I think he's going to get murdered here in this Philly game. I'm going all-out blitz first 2 plays. I'm killing them. Let him try to throw that ball to Prison Puka, and we'll see what happens. But give me the Birds in week number 4, 4-0 for me. Kenton, what do you got in this one?
I'm with Greg on this one. I think that offense is just absolutely incredible. I will say I do like Puka Nacua, maybe more so than Greg does. You know, there's a reason I've always drafted him in fantasy football. He has never let me down. He's always putting up the numbers. And then Matthew Stafford, he just does not miss. I completely agree with that. And Riggs, I thought it was interesting that you're saying he's getting older here. But the thing is, I don't think that's going to happen immediately after his MVP season.
He's going to be like a fine wine this year, and I think he's going to get better.
Exactly.
Confidence boost, baby.
I think that offense is going to win that game for them 100%. And on top of that, they have a solid run defense as well. And when we're looking at the Eagles, you know, Jalen Hurts, I don't think he can really throw that well. And on top of that, they did lose A.J. Brown. They're going to be depending on that run offense more than ever. And
so Jalen Hurts can't throw.
I think really all that the Rams have to offer in this game, I don't see a way that the Rams lose it. I'm going to be honest.
That offensive line's juggernauts too, man. They are really good. That's one of the reasons why they're just incredible. They're outpacing everybody last year. That offensive line is unbelievable. You can't leave those guys out. You can never, ever leave out the offensive line, man. That's the reason why they get those real nice Rolexes at the end of the year or cars or whatever the quarterback buys them.
Yeah. Or because he took all the money because he's old and he said, give me my money or I'm retiring. But yeah, either way, I mean, yeah,
either way, whatever.
Cut the cake how you want. Look, I promise you guys, mark my words right now. He is not aging like a fine wine. This is not a better season for Matt Stafford than it was the previous year. There is no way. No way. And by the way, I think the days of Puka Nacua, yeah, they're going to play some bad defenses. Yeah, they're going to have moments. Don't get me wrong. It'll happen. It's just how it's in part of their offense. I don't think things are going to come as easy to Puka this year. I think he's kind of been – people got to figure him out here pretty soon. How much longer are we going to let the dude run a freaking 9 route, 70 freaking yards downfield? I just don't understand. Like, I get that he's like this Hawaiian dude, and maybe he don't look like he's a baller. He a baller. So can we please start respecting bro and covering his ass so Matt Stafford can stop padding his stats with these freaking 9 routes where it says first half stats, 126 yards, but 98 of it came on one play. Yeah, I'm tired of the shit. But anyway, give me the birds. All right, 4-0, 2-2, gentlemen, 2-2.
2-2 so far.
Well, we might differ again here because I like the Jaguars. This one is in the middle of what I don't know where this one's at. It's one of the out of country games here, 9:30 a.m. October 11th. Jaguars, Eagles, obviously no one at home. The Jags, in my opinion, are a crowd favorite in these overseas games. They've played a lot of them. The people really like them. They've shown up in these games. They've played really well. I think this is the spot where I have to say Philly finally put an L in their category. Give me, honestly, I wish it was in Jacksonville, but the next best thing would be in the middle of London or Spain or wherever the hell they're going. It would not be in Philly. So give me the Jags and Trevor Lawrence to shock them here. Give me a 24-20. Jalen Hurts has a chance, but, my boy Kenton just said he can't throw. So 24-20, Jags defense stand on business. Give me a Travis Hunter pick just to close it out there overseas. Greg, what are you doing here?
I'm agreeing with you. I think Jacksonville takes over this game. I just see their defense. Again, it's their turnover margin. You win the turnover battle, you win the game normally. There are a few instances that we've seen. You don't win the turnover battle. Somehow the other team finds a way to lose. But Jacksonville's plus 13 in the turnover margin last season. Their defense is solid. Best run-stopping defense in the league, allowing only 85 yards per game. Insane to do that. If they're able to stop one of the best rushers in the league in DeAndre Swift, they're going to take over this game. They're going to limit if they make Jalen Hurts one-dimensional, which is don't let him run, only let him pass. They cannot run the ball. DeAndre Swift can't catch anything out of the backfield. It's going to be trouble for that offense. And I think Trevor Lawrence is going to shock a lot of people this season. Yes, I know everybody's like, how did they go 13-4 last year? I still think they're going to get those numbers. I think this team is better than people believe them to be. Their offense is still middle of the road, but they're still learning to play together, but they still put up a hell of a lot of points. I'm taking Jacksonville in this one. I unfortunately got the Birds starting off 2-3.
Wow. Ken.
This one was a tough one for me. I can't lie. Because personally, I think that Trevor Lawrence has been disrespected in the past few seasons. I think he's been held back by Jacksonville more than anything else. Mm-hmm. And they really showed a lot of promise at the end of last season. But there are just a few things I don't like. For starters, they lost Travis Etienne Jr. I don't like Tootin as their starter at the moment, who I believe that is. And overall, they're going to be relying on that passing game in this game because, I just don't see much production from that running game at all. And the Eagles have some solid DBs. So I think that's going to be a key for them is to shut down that passing game from Trevor Lawrence. So that makes me nervous. for that reason, I just don't trust it. I'm going with the Eagles in this game. I think that this is going to be what puts them 3-2 on the season thus far.
Can I ask you a question real quick, Kenton? So,
yeah,
how do you feel about the Birds defense? Again, the overseas games for all teams are real tough. The time change, the traveling, it's rough. You just said the Jacksonville running back is not Etienne anymore. Could that how do you feel about the Birds defense now that they can make him one-dimensional? Do you think the Birds defense can really do a great job stopping the passing game and really limiting Trevor Lawrence, or make him the running back and have to make him kind of a dual threat quarterback, which he kind of is, but he's not?
Well, I mean, yeah, that's really where my perspective is on this game. And the reason why I'm going with the Eagles is because of the fact that when it comes down to it, ultimately they have they've had some very clutch players in those DB positions. Cooper DeJean is an example of that. He's come up as a big player in a lot of those situations, shutting down the passing game, those deep plays especially. And again, yeah, as you said, Trevor Lawrence is not a dual threat quarterback. I think they are going to make him one-dimensional. And at the end of the day, he just can't rely on sorry, I cannot speak. They cannot rely on that running back room.
You almost got me swaying my pick here, but I'm still going to stick with Jacksonville. But man, you're getting me to change, because I'm thinking like, yeah, you're right. They don't have Etienne anymore. So that kind of changes and makes them a little bit more one-dimensional. But we've been shocked before with running backs that people are like, yeah, probably not going to be that good. And then guess what? They show up and have a 130-yard game with like 50 receiving yards and a touchdown running and a touchdown receiving. So you never know in this league. You never know when those guys show up.
Yeah, you know what? Chris Rodriguez Jr. is a slept-on running back as well. I think they kind of stole him. It was a smart little pick there out of the Commanders. I'm not saying he's great or anything like that. He is their RB2. But Chris Rodriguez, I mean, that was Eckler's 1-2 back up there after all the injuries and everything else happened last year. And I thought Chris Rodriguez was great. He was one of them dudes that everybody you knew hopped in your waiver wire on fantasy and went and grabbed him. He was one of them like, oh, this dude could be something. So I think he has potential here for Chris Rodriguez, but I'm with both of you here. But I don't know about you, Greg. I mean, I understand the teeter-totter in here. It could go either way. Maybe Jalen Hurts just runs, this could be one of his 3 touchdown, 3 tush-push games here on the road, and this thing's 21-20 Eagles. I could see it, but I got to go ahead and stick with the Jags here. I'm telling you, man, overseas, can't be fading them Jacksonville Jaguars. I mean, God forbid they give them 6.5, 7.5, 4.5 points here. I'm smurdering that spread. But, hey, anyway, we got to keep going here, guys. We'll get that schedule back up for you in just a second. But the next one here is the Panthers at the Eagles when they come back. Now, there is no bye week for them. October 11th, they're overseas. October 18th, they are back, but they are back at home. So when they fly home, they stay home, and it's the Panthers. So it's kind of a bye week, but don't sleep on them Panthers, boy. They started coming up last year a little bit here. Are we going to go sweep across the board, or does someone got an interesting take here? Okay. I almost went Panthers here. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I almost did.
I thought about Bryce Young a little bit, and I'm like, hey, if he gets and he's feeling it and he's running and he's creating plays with his legs and he's finding his open receivers when that happens. Because I mean, receiving core is not horrible. Running game's not terrible.
No,
I think they'll surprise people this year. I mean, yeah, they're middle of the road numbers. I know points per game was not great. Passing game was not great. Running middle. Defense, again, very middle of the road team, mediocre at best, right in the middle of that league, somewhere between like 15 and probably 20th overall in the league, defense and offense. But Bryce Young is one of those kids who can put a team on his back if he needs to. But yeah, I'm just saying in this one, just because I said they're going to lose to Jacksonville, they're going to come back. I think they're going to beat Carolina. I can't let them lose 4 in a row. No way. No way.
I mean, here's the thing for me. It's like Bryce Young. He showed he's had his moments for sure. And I don't think a lot of people are saying don't count him out yet. Personally, I don't really trust Bryce Young in a lot of spots here. I think a lot of the offense last year was in a big way carried by their rushing game. Rico Dowdle had a great year last year with the Panthers, but now he's gone. So we don't really know how that's going to look. I don't think that there's really been much improvement outside of that when it comes to their offense. Really, it's really just hurt them just losing Rico Dowdle there. So I don't know. They haven't done much to address that. I don't see how they're going to be able to win this game.
I'm right there with you. We don't have to spend too much longer here on the freaking Panthers, guys. I don't think anyone's going to be upset with us for saying take the Eagles here. But this to me is a danger game. This is a halftime. We're all going to be going, yo, what the hell is going on in Philly? What's going on? They're fucking around. Everyone with their survivor picks going to be like, yo, Jalen, wake up, Brody. That's what's going to be going on in this one. I think the Eagles find a way. They get it done. They have one of their crazy fourth quarters, but I could see this being like a Panthers up 3, Panthers up 4 at halftime kind of game. And then the Eagles come out and just outscore them 16-0 in the second half. And that's that. So there you go, guys. Eagles to get another win. Then Cowboys at the Eagles. This is a primetime game, October 26th. Now we go from the 18th to the 26th here. So I think this is Monday Night Football. I believe it's Monday Night Football. So there you go. At the Eagles. I don't want to spend too long here, fellas. We got to talk Cowboys again here in just a couple weeks. But what I do want right now is your series with the Cowboys. Is it 0-2, 1-1, or 2-0 against Dallas? Kenton, what you got?
2-0 against Dallas. I don't really believe in the Cowboys. I'm going to be honest. I'm not a believer in Dak Prescott. I don't think that he's going to get it done. I think it's going to be more of the same last year. They could have some solid moments on offense, but overall, on top of Dak Prescott just not being the guy I believe in, their defense was just not there at all last year, and I still don't think it's going to be there. I think there's just too much lacking.
Ken, I'm so thrilled you and I can finally come to agreement on how bad one of the NFL quarterbacks is, because look, I don't know how you look at Caleb Williams and then you look at Dak and you're like, man, I trust Caleb, but Dak, woo, but it's all good. It's all good. I feel you. Dak is a bum, so that's okay. He is not worth $60 million and he will lose this game in Philadelphia. So boom, boom, boom. The question is, will they lose in Dallas? I'm painfully going to go 1-for-1, but I think it's way more likely that the Eagles sweep than the Cowboys sweep. But I'm going to go 1-1 here just because I've been relatively nice to the Eagles in this preview so far, and I think there's got to be a couple L's. I mean, I gave them the Bears game and a couple others that were 50-50. So I will go 1-1 with the Cowboys. Greg, are you going sweep? We going 1-1, or are you going to be the odd man out here going 0-2?
I'm going sweep. I'm going sweep. I got the Eagles sweeping this. It's the same. Look, Dak. I can't even say his name. He sucks. Dak Prescott. I'm sorry. I never trust him. Terrible. Defense just got worse. They're at the bottom of the barrel already, all the way at the bottom. Got rid of Micah Parsons. Got even worse. Need I really say more? They were terrible. Terrible. Offense, great, but it's a distraction because their defense is so bad. I'm going Eagles sweep.
Well, like this comment says here, Cowboys last year did win 24-21, and then the Eagles won 24-20. So I don't know about what's that say there? Defense wasn't there yet. They still didn't get swept. Sorry, I thought you said got swept last year. Didn't get swept, but it was a 3-point game and a 4-point game. It was close, but
we're also predicting this season, not last season. So I mean,
yeah,
you know. How much bearing does that really have?
I smell
it was a little bit of that. It was also the A.J. Brown show. A.J. Brown show and the Jalen Hurts running show short game. So if he can do the same thing, they're going to win it. I mean, again, I just think that defense it's Swiss cheese. Come on.
Yeah.
Well, last year, Dak Prescott in the game in Philly went 21 for 34 for 188 yards. Ugh. Jalen went 19 for 23, but like Kenton said, he can't pass. It's all good. For 152, Jalen Hurts tacked on 2 extra tutties there with the legs. Javonte had 2 touchdowns, 15 carries, 54 yards. And then the game before that, when the Cowboys won, it was Jalen Hurts 27 for 39, 300 yards and a tutty. Dak did have 2 touchdowns in that game, 23 for 36 and a pick. That was also the game that George Pickens had that 9 catches, 146 yards and a touchdown. So it definitely can swing here. I think that's why I went 1-1. I think if either team's playmakers go off, they're probably going to win here. But like we said to this comment here, you just trust Philly a little more. Because if all shit goes wrong, bro, they just push it 18 times and they score. And when the Cowboys can't get in, the Eagles can.
And a reliable
maybe it's
defense.
Brennan Aubrey show. Maybe Aubrey wins it 15-12. I don't know. But can't count on Dak Prescott, so we'll see what happens here. Anyway,
it'll be close. The games always are, man. They're always competitive between these two.
2-0s, 1-1s for the Eagles here. So depending which side you guys are on, no one thinks the Cowboys sweep. Eagles at the Commanders, the rematch to week number 1. Quick reminder, or if you guys are just tapping in, week 1, we did all take the Eagles to get it done in Philly. This is prime time, first day in November, on the road in Washington. I think this is where Dan Quinn's job is really on the line. I think they're going to be 50-50 coming into this point of the year here. It's a big game, Greg. Considered a must-win game, I think, if you're the Commanders and potentially even the Eagles here, if you want to win this division. So is this a win on the road in Washington?
I do. I think the hardest part of their schedule, and if you look back at last season, very streaky throughout the year. There wasn't like a win, then a loss, then a win, or a loss, then a win, then a loss. It was 4 wins, 2 losses, 3 or 4 wins, 3 losses, 4 wins. I think they're going to stick to this kind of pattern this year where they get on fire, then they lose a couple. Injuries will happen. You know, I've said this before, in the NFL, in any college, even high school, injuries will start to pile up. And it's how healthy can you be at the big moments. This is early on in this season still. We're in week number 8. If they're not losing big names, I still got Philly winning this one. I think they're sweeping this series against Washington. I think it's going to be a lot closer, though. I think it is going to come down probably to that last score. Not necessarily a field goal, but I could see this being, 6-point game coming down to the wire. And like you said, who's going to be at the helm coming down the field, take control of the game, punch that in for a score, and win it for your team. I think they do pull it off. The Birds will get this one, but it's going to be behind a big performance by Hurts, but it's going to be the Hurts and Daniels show, and they're going to be going at it together. I just do think, at home, Washington will show up, but the Birds get it done.
Ken?
I'm on the same page as Greg here. I mean, as I said at the beginning of the show, week 1 with the Commanders, the team's going to look different. I think they'll look better with Jayden Daniels at the helm, assuming he's still healthy at this point as well. But yeah, overall, I just don't think they have enough going for them where they're going to beat the Eagles. Their defense, as I said in when we were talking week 1, just not there. Overall, just not enough. I don't think they're going to beat the Eagles.
All right. Well, I had to double check the kicker.
I knew you were going to do that.
I had to, bro. It's your boy, Jake Moody is over there doing what he does. And if you guys know who Jake Moody is and what Jake Moody been through, he basically was drafted by the San Francisco 49ers, supposed to be a star out of Michigan, worth a high draft pick. And the boy kind of flopped, kind of didn't have that clutch in him. But I will say, I remember when I saw this news that they were picking up Jake Moody, and I was like, what a steal that they just got there from San Francisco. He is a fantastic specialist. Greg, you brought up it's coming down to clutch time. It is, my boy, and the home team is getting it done here. A dagger to the Eagles' heart. Give me 23-20. Commanders get this one done. I think this is the big Jayden Daniels' back game. I just don't think week 1 they're going to be that improved of the Commanders from last year. But as this gets going here, I think the Commanders start picking things up a little bit. And if not, at this point, if Dan Quinn's been fired and Jaden's hurt, and like this is a shit show anyway. But assuming we got a good game here, I think this goes Commanders if everything's healthy. So should be a fun one there, guys. Moving on through, Giants at the Eagles. I know this could be rude of us to say, can we just gentlemen sweep this and keep moving? Is anybody taking the Giants, or are we good?
I mean, I'm not taking the Giants this week, but
okay.
I don't think the Giants are a team to be underestimated. I think they were limited in a lot of ways last season, given the Neighbors injury and then the Scatterboo injury. I think that there's a team there that has a lot of potential, and we didn't really get to see that last season as much as we would have liked to. Again, I don't think they win this week, but I think there's a lot of potential there.
All right. I respect the take, my man. I think it could be a game. Bro, Jackson Dart's a dog, bro. He just a dog. Like, you can't really count him out. Now, part of that it's going to be exposed this year. Is it aura or is it because he's a baller? You know, which one is it going to be? Is it because he got all the highlight tapes and the eye black and like in the chains on? Is it because he looks hard or is bro one of them? I kind of think he's one of them, to be honest with you. But hey, we're going to find out as the season goes on, guys. But
I'll ask you one thing.
Here.
Do you think Skattebo can return after that ridiculously horrific injury that he had and be the same running back? Because, I mean, I was looking at and kind of comparing him to kind of almost like a Mike Allstott with his physical style of running. Can he still run like that? That, I think, it's not a Jackson Dart. It's more about can Skattebo, can he still run like he did before his injury? Or is he going to be taking a step back and he's going to say, like, I've ruptured my Achilles. When I went through that surgery and I went through going through the rehabilitation process, the first day they're like, oh, you're going to put weight on that. I went, hell no. My body went, fuck this. No, I'm not putting weight on it because I thought it was going to rupture again. It's the same thing. When you have that happening to your body, the other thing that you guys need to understand too, if you've studied physical therapy, if you know anything about the human body, you get hurt on one side of your body and need massive reconstructive surgery, and he did, you are 50% more likely to get re-injured in the same spot or somewhere else on that side of your body. My worry would be after that devastating injury, a knee or a hip. I would say knee or ankle again.
I don't know.
So first off, I actually had the same Achilles injury, Greg. So I know exactly what you're talking about.
It's horrible.
It's horrific. It is horrific. I will agree with you. That said, this sounds bad, but I think this boy's on a lot of drugs. Like, I don't mean drugs, folks, like he's storing cocaine.
The painkillers and the injections.
Rehabilitation drugs. Okay, painkillers, and I think he's taking a lot of stuff. And I think he's going to have to be real careful as we get closer to the season. We saw him playing baseball and doing backflips, and people were like, what the fuck are you doing? Right? The question is, was he on something? And I have to assume, it sounds bad, but I have to assume he was, because he had all the energy and he threw a backflip, didn't even think about it.
Not a care in the world. Not a care in the world about that injury being rehabbed.
Nope. Looking numb, didn't he? He sure looked numb to me.
That's dangerous, man.
That's the thing. Is it sustainable? I don't really think so. Additionally, I'm with you. Like me, when I hurt my Achilles, then it was the hip, and then it was the back. So for me, it all kind of goes up your body. Now, I'm not a professional athlete, and I don't have the best care in the world. So maybe, but I'm also not trying to pull hundreds of pounds dudes and getting piled on every time that I run the football.
Or making crazy cuts.
I don't see how he comes back the same guy. But what I do know about him is, boy's a little freak in nature. He's got goon, heart, man. And he will go down fighting. So can he make it through a season? Sure. But I think he's very quickly going to become, very sadly quickly, like the James Conner of the Giants. He's going to have really good highs. He's going to come back for little moments. He's going to look really good. He's going to be hurt again. And then he's going to come back and he's going to be hurt again. And he is not the future of the New York Giants. Now,
not anymore.
That's dead. I think
that's what I'm saying. It's not about Jackson Dart. It's about Skattebo. How can he play? Can he be reliable and sustainable with that injury?
I don't think it's about Skattebo. I think they can win without Skattebo. I like him a lot. I think he's a good running back.
Deep enough in that running back room?
Maybe not, but I think they can make a move. And you look at the rest of their offense. Yeah, and you look at the rest of their offense. I don't think that you look at it and go, basically, like, let's say week 1, he has an Aaron Rodgers, and on the first play, Cam Skattebo falls down and snaps his Achilles again. And am I one of the guys that's going to go, that's it, it's already over? I'm not that guy. I don't think he's that important. Bad as that
look,
sounds.
They do have a pretty good wide receiving core too. Neighbors, Slayton, Mooney. Come on, man. You can't say those guys aren't going to try to pick up the slack.
Here's my thing about Cam Skattebo is when it comes to those injuries type of things, I really am just a big believer in we'll see when we see. Because we've had people come back from some nasty injuries and then continue to just be total dogs. And I think Cam Scatterboo is going to be the type of guy who's not afraid to get back out there and play his game, his style of football after an injury.
And
so I think it is going to be all about just how he looks once he comes back. I think if there is the chance that he comes back and he comes back just as good, then I think that they are a scary team, especially in that running back room.
Yeah, and thank God he's young. That's the thing. This is 10 years from now.
Young, yeah,
but he's young. So I agree. Good point, Ken. I like that take, man.
Sidebar question, TY87 in the chat. We are talking Eagles here, but I'm going to answer your question even though I shouldn't. Tonight, Japan, Sweden. It's either Japan to win or it's a draw. We're going to go Japan or tie, and I think a 2-1 win for Japan is the way to go here in this one. So good luck to you in the World Cup. But we're talking Eagles schedule preview, and we got a big one here on the horizon.
Sir.
Steelers, the Battle of Pennsylvania here. The Pittsburgh Steelers at the Eagles, November 22nd, 4:25 p.m. I'm going to keep this short and sweet, gentlemen. I don't need to explain why the Steelers going to win. They're just going to walk in there and kick their ass. Give it to Pittsburgh Steelers. But this is a Chris Boswell game right here. Give me Chris Boswell for I'm going to go Bos for 4 in this game with a tutty. I'm going to go 19-17. Who is it? Jake Elliott? Yeah, that boy is a misser. Give me a missed field goal for the Eagles here. Steelers escape in Philly. Kenton, what you got?
I don't know. Here's the thing. Aaron Rodgers, I'm not sure how much I'm trusting him in these later seasons. He's getting closer and closer to retirement. I honestly thought that he was going to retire after this past season. I'm not going to lie. Retire while he's still, performing pretty solidly. But sooner or later, it's going to catch up to him, and I think it's going to start catching up to him now. So I think there's going to be some lacking there. Their defense has a lot that could be improved. Overall, I think that the Philadelphia Eagles will win this one. I will say, as much as I am doubting Aaron Rodgers, I still think this is going to be a close game. It's going to be a competitive game, but I'm going to say rather than it being a Chris Boswell game, it's going to be a Jake Elliott game. Jake Elliott's going to be the one to win it in a 3-point game. It's going to be close, and that's what I'm expecting.
How long for the game winner, Ken?
How long?
How long?
I would say
that's a good question.
I don't know. I don't like
Jake Elliott.
I think that honestly, they'll probably take that attempt from pretty far out. Jake Elliott is a good kicker. I think it'll be at about midfield.
Okay,
that's where I'd say like 50 yards out.
Hey,
at least
if Jake Elliott drops a 60-yarder on our ass, sends us packing, I at least can live with myself. In Philly, I can live with myself. It made me sick. But anyway, Greg, you are the decider here, my man. Steelers, Eagles, who takes this
I gotta say, I'm sticking with the streakiness here. I'm gonna say they're gonna take the L. Yeah, I agree about Rodgers, Ken. I thought he was going to retire last season because we waited and waited and waited, and there all of a sudden he's like, okay, I'll keep going. I'll do my journey again, and then come back after I do all my crazy, trippy stuff and talk to my girlfriend about how cool it'd be to keep playing being 40 plus years old. Dude.
Hey, man, that's his wife now. That's his wife now.
Oh, that's true. It is his wife. Excuse me. It is his wife. So that makes it even weirder. So anyways, that they're doing the stuff together. Their mushroom tea or whatever the hell it is. But to me, it's just the reason why I like Pittsburgh, even though they are on the road, is because the Pittsburgh defense, I think, is going to be a hell of a lot better, guys. Cameron Hayward, TJ Watt. They do have Jalen Ramsey, who I think is going to be a lot better than people assume he is going to be. Deshaun Elliott, Joey Porter Jr. Just listen to all those names there in terms of being able to stop the run. I get it. Saquon Barkley's a beast, but he can be contained. We saw it last season in a bunch of games. He can also be stopped on wheel routes and stuff like that. And he can catch, but he's not the best pass catching running back. Now, can they contain Jalen Hurts? That's the biggest question. If they're unable to do that, I think the Eagles can pull off that last-second victory with a very long field goal, might I add, because I do think that if it gets down to crunch time, and let's say there's 1 minute or doing that 2-minute drill, but let's call it a 1-minute drill, and they got to go 35, 40 yards to get into some sort of field goal range. They're going to get right on that cusp and maybe, but I just don't see it happening. I like Pittsburgh in this one. I think that defense can be a hell of a lot better than people think. And I think Aaron Rodgers is going to pull an Aaron Rodgers crazy game shit where he's just like balls. Yeah, he does one of those things where he's like, my last year, I'm just going to come out and show you what I got. Yeah, and do.
Yeah. Hey, you know what, Ken? I got to say, my man, I was just sitting. I had a minute to think while you guys were talking, and it finally hit me. It finally hit me. It's going to be a Jake Elliott 28-yard pull.
Oh, no way.
Really?
No way. Right then and there. Jake Elliott, oh, what a drive. Jalen Hurts makes the pass across the middle. Dallas Goedert breaks through. Oh, no. Steelers win.
Dude, it's going to be the Ace Ventura moment, right?
We got to keep moving, folks. We got to keep moving. All right, guys. We are going to speed through here and get you guys to our later picks. So we got Steelers, Eagles, Cowboys. We already told you I got 1-1 in this series. The other two going 2-0 sweep for the Eagles. Eagles at the Cardinals. We're not going to waste our time here. Cardinals, L. That's an Eagles win. Colts at the Eagles. I don't want to spend a lot of time here, gentlemen. This is an easy pick for me. This is Eagles all day, but are either of you taking the Colts to win this game? Yes or no?
Nope.
I honestly, this is my upset alert of the of the schedule prediction so far. I think that they proved that they got a lot that could work on the Colts there, especially if Daniel Jones is at that QB position. He really balled out at the beginning of the last season there. Near the end there, they got injured, and that really slowed them down. But I think that this is the type of game where they're going to surprise people. You know, it's one of those games that's not going to make sense, but you know, but he's going to ball out, and then the people are going to be like, "What?" Pretty much, that's what I'm expecting. This is going to be an upset. I'm taking the Colts.
Yeah. All right, Greg. I know me and you want to say something so bad about Daniel Jones, but we're not going to do it. We're going to keep moving.
We don't have time.
Okay, we're not going to do it. We got to keep moving, guys. Ken's saying potential, but Greg and I are on the Eagles to get this one done in Philly. Seahawks at the Eagles. Unfortunately, gentlemen, we have to stop here for just a second and talk about this one. A super freaking weird 5 p.m. on the dot start time. I don't know what the hell that is. But there you go. Seahawks, Eagles, 5 p.m. December 19th, outdoors. Going to be a cold one here. The Super Bowl champs coming to Philly. This could be considered a must-win game, potentially for both sides.
It's a Saturday game.
I don't know. There you go.
It's a Saturday game. That's why it's 5.
Still weird. 5 o'clock.
Still
very
weird.
Really weird.
Hey, whatever. I'll take Saturday, Sunday money for football. Come on, let's do it.
Hey, I'm one of them. Give me the Maction on Tuesday night, folks. We'll see you then. But that said, guys, really quickly, I am going Seahawks on the road here in Philly to get this done. I hate that they got rid of Kenneth Walker, and I'm very interested to see how that works out. But to me, this Seahawks team, I said it last year, going into the playoffs that they were going to be Super Bowl champions. I think they're the best built team. I think Mike McDonald is a top 3 coach in the NFL. And I just believe that the Seahawks are a team that it's going to take a hell of a lot to beat these boys. And I don't have many losses on their schedule. We haven't done them yet, but it's coming. Give me the Seahawks. I'll give a little respect here to Philly. I'm going to go 24-20 chance to win, but they ain't driving down on that defense. So 24-20 Eagles. Greg, what do you got?
I got Seahawks, man. Coach of the year. Awesome offense. Awesome defense. They showed it last year. There's a reason why they won the Super Bowl, and pretty convincingly. Not the hardest path to get there compared to the AFC, but still came in there, showed New England what was up. New England was rolling, man. I just think this, again, the coach, like you said, I think it's going to be coach of the year. If they have the same season they had last year, coach of the year, 100%. You cannot deny it. Give me another coach that you could say maybe could get it. No, he deserves it. I think
Mike McCarthy.
Maybe. I think defense
I was kind of joking,
is too much to handle. Too much to handle, and I got Seattle winning this one just to keep things shorter. And there goes my phone.
Ken, we sweeping?
Yeah, I'm taking the Seahawks here. The thing about it is, like, there's everything that Greg said, coach of the year, all that. And on top of that, you mentioned Kenneth Walker. It obviously hurts that they are missing him now, but their offense did not revolve around him. They have JSN at that wide receiver position. Sam Darnold balled out.
Cooper Kupp.
Cooper Kupp. Cooper Kupp was a bit disappointing.
He was.
But
I think he's going to be better.
I hope he'll be better. I was expecting him to be better than he was. I still think he's a solid receiver. I think it's a matter of how many targets he's getting.
That's exactly it. Yeah.
So, we'll see if he has a better year. But overall, I think that offense is just very strong all around, even with the loss of Kenneth Walker.
All right, fellas. I don't know, man. This one scares me really, really bad. Seth, by the way, hopping in chat. Saquon MVP. I don't know like that.
I don't think so.
Not to waste a lot of time. Not to waste a lot of time. But no.
I don't know about that. He had a rough season last season. I feel like a lot of teams.
Yeah. It's going to go to a quarterback again.
He's still very solid. He's a very strong running back still. He's a great running back. But I don't know if he's going to have an MVP season.
Yeah.
Interesting. I'm right there with you. Long as they don't give it to Matt Stafford's old ass and pretending like he's good or fake Madden cover Williams, I'm good. We're cool. So anyway, it's a no vote for us on Saquon MVP, but SYM, we wish you the best on that bet there, my man. Moving on through, guys. We got a battle here on Christmas Eve, and this is going to be a great game. Texans at the Eagles. It might be a boring one. If you like defense, it's going to be a good one. Texans at Eagles, cold as balls, 8:15 p.m. in Philadelphia. Gentlemen, this sure feels like 1st to 20 is going to win this game. My big problem with this game, I do not trust CJ Stroud outside in the cold. I know, well, bro, but Ohio State, I don't care. I've seen enough in the NFL. No. And secondly, this is the kind of game that the tush push matters the most. And I just think as good as that Texans defense is, this honestly feels like 1st to 17 wins this game. So I'm going to go Jake Elliott kicking in the snow terrifies the hell out of me, but I'm going to go like 17-10 Eagles in this game as much as I don't want to. I think this is the literal best case scenario for Philly to catch these boys in is right here, nighttime in December in Philly. So I'm going to go Philly here. Greg, what do you got?
Riggs, I'm on the same boat, man. I think even with Houston's unbelievable defense that they have, this is outdoor. It will probably be snowing, going to be cold as hell. And guess who's used to playing in those conditions? The Eagles. I see them coming out of this one. Like I said, I think it's going to be close, but I think it's going to be a little bit higher scoring. I think it's going to be one of those 20-13 games. And yeah, I don't trust CJ Stroud as far as you can throw him. Their offense, again, middle of the road offense, but plus 17 turnover margin last season. That defense is unreal. If they do find a way, and let's say it's not snowing, but it's just bitter cold, how much of a little bit of a boost will it give their defense? If I say cold and snow, 100% Eagles are going to take this. If there's no snow, though, but it's bitter cold, it might be closer. It might be like 13-10. But I think the weather is going to be the biggest thing. But yeah, I don't trust CJ Stroud, man. You and I had that conversation already.
I agree with you guys. I don't think CJ Stroud is going to be the reason the Texans win this game. If they do, I don't think they will. They're going to be out in the cold. It's going to be Christmas Eve. And then on top of that, really overall, there's how do I put this into words? There's a lot to be seen for their offense this coming year that I just don't know if we can really trust outside of their ability to run the ball. Also with just like passing the ball, Tank Dell is going to be coming back from his injury after missing all of last year. We have no idea how that's going to look. So I'm taking the Eagles to win this one for sure.
Interesting. This is so funny because I literally feel like if you draw this up in almost any other circumstance of a game, I'm taking Houston. It just lines up so well for Philly. So, hey, we'll see what happens, guys. But that could be a big-time win and probably a much-needed win.
You put this in Houston, I take Houston.
Yeah, I'm right there with you.
I can see that.
Eagles at the 49ers, guys, to kick off January. It is an 8:20 p.m. game. A little chilly there in San Francisco, but nothing crazy when you just got done playing on Christmas freaking Eve. outdoors at 8:15 p.m. So 8:20 at the 49ers. A lot of people got different opinions on the 49ers and what they're going to be this year. I'm really looking forward to doing that show. But we got to pick it out here, guys. I will say, coming up next, the final game of the year is at the Giants, and then it's over. So it's a big one. Kenton, do the 49ers stick it to them? Long way to go across the country there.
I honestly think they do. I think that the 49ers, I think that, for one thing, Brock Purdy, I don't think he's the best quarterback by any means, but he is disrespected. I think he has produced in a lot of big moments. There's no doubt about that. And then on top of that, he's getting another huge weapon with Mike Evans at the wide receiver position. So that's going to help expand that offense. And then on defense, they just reacquired Dre Greenlaw after he spent that year with Denver. I think that they've made moves to improve their roster. I think that there's going to be an improvement. And not to mention, the 49ers were the ones who knocked out the Eagles in the playoffs last season. So they definitely have a shot. I think they've gotten better. I'm taking the 49ers.
I was going to pretty much say the same thing you just did. Yeah. I like the 49ers in this. After last season, getting knocked out of the playoffs, 23-19, even though Brock Purdy did not have a good game, 262 yards, 2 TDs, 2 interceptions, found a way to get the win. I'm not crowning his ass. Let's not crown his ass and make him the greatest quarterback ever. No, he's not. Is he overrated at times? Yes. Is he celebrated? 100%. I think every 49ers fan out there loves him. They like his fit. But it's Christian McCaffrey. Let's not forget. Christian McCaffrey. What happens when he is hurt? What happens when he doesn't get touches? What happens when he doesn't catch the ball? They don't play really well. They don't. The offense runs through him ideally. Yes, I know they have some receivers that are pretty good, but let's look at this from hindsight and just say they're playing in San Francisco. That crowd is going to be going nuts. It's the second to last game of the season. A lot could be riding on playoff placement with this win. I just think San Francisco, with their defense being a little shaky last season, I think it's the offense that gets it together, gets them the win. Not going to be as close as it was in the playoffs at 23-19 last year. I think it's going to be a 28-17 win for the Niners, even though the odds makers have it really, really close in favor of San Francisco, but just barely.
Yeah. I'm right there. I'm going 49ers in this game. I do not like fading the 49ers at home. I really don't like fading them at home when they're playing a team from the other side of the world, as I would like to call it. And they are one of the few teams out there that I think can stop the tush push when they really want to. And they are one of the few, but they can. And I don't think Jalen's going to be able to move out of the pocket a lot in this game. I think the pressure is going to be there. This is a can Saquon Barkley take over and win this game type of game. And I just don't really see it. If you had to ask me right now which running back has a bigger game, I'm going McCaffrey in this game. So, and I just feel like McCaffrey on the quick dish out is going to be lethal in this game. If the Eagles miss that first corner coming up to hit you or that free safety, dude, he gone. I mean, he gone. That's how they play. They play that man on, come up and murder you at the spot. And if he hits you with one of them, whoo, see ya. Like it's 25 yards every time. He just going whoop. So, hey, I don't know. His girl Olivia Culpa gonna be on the crowd, bro. He ain't gonna lose in front of her either.
And also, don't forget, Mike Evans could have a standout game, man, and put it right into his hands too. You got a double. My God, man, that McCaffrey Evans.
Or I keep forgetting
they got Mike Evans. You said it, and I'm like, God.
Yep.
Dangerous, man. Dangerous. Yeah. I'm excited to see what the Niners can do this season. But
it was great in Tampa Bay. I'm excited about it.
Yeah, man.
Is Juwan still a 49er? He is, right? Jennings?
Yes, I believe so. Or no, he's not.
No, he's not. He's not.
He's not.
He did leave. Yeah, that's what I thought. I was gonna say, I swear I saw that somewhere. That would be lethal if they still had Juwan, but he didn't really he didn't get to show, I don't think, quite as good as he was when he was there. I think
and don't forget
Jennings
George Kittle.
George Kittle.
And
Juszczyk. Yeah, or whatever you say his name. Kyle Juszczyk.
And Kyle Juszczyk. Anyway, I think it's Juszczyk actually. That's how you say
I think
it.
It is. It's Juszczyk. It's Juszczyk.
Yeah. Anyway, all right, guys, we're dicking around. We got to go. Eagles at the Giants, and then we are giving you guys our final predictions, playoff appearances, Super Bowl, yes or no, NFC champions. Eagles at the Giants. Gentlemen, I think we all went Eagles in the first one. Is this a sweep here? I think we can assume they have to win this game. Maybe not to take the division, but potentially to win the NFC. Maybe. Greg, what you got?
I'm not going to say that they're going to win the NFC. I don't think they're going to be top seed heading into the playoffs and get that bye. I think they get into this one. Where do I have them here? I've got two losses. A loss and a win to end the season. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I've got them at 11-6 this season. I think they get in the playoffs, but again, we started this off looking at where they were in their division, and the division's not that strong. The strong division was the NFC West. This one, I think they win their division. Yes, I don't see they're not going to get the first round bye. That's it. I see them getting possibly to the NFC Championship. It really depends on how things play out at the end. Who do they face? If it's the Niners, I don't see them getting past the first round in the wild card. But if they do, I do see them getting to the NFC Championship game, but ultimately losing. I don't think they make it as far to the Super Bowl. I don't think it can get there. I don't think they have the talent and the depth that they should. And can they stay healthy?
I have them 10-7, 11-6, somewhere right there. I think they are a playoff team for me. Do I think that they are a NFC champion? No. Do I think they are going to the Super Bowl again? No. Do I think they win their division? Yes. I think that's probably one of the best bets on the board. I know Ken had highlighted that on his article, sports4media.com, guys. Once again, go check it out. But I think you had best bet in there was a playoff appearance or something to win the division was plus money. And I just I do not think the Cowboys are a 10-win team. Now they could be a 9-win, push it a little bit, but if they get to 11 here in Philly, I think 11 wins this division, potentially 10. Commanders, even though I think they're better, I think they're 8 or 9 wins, maybe. And then obviously the Giants, I think they're going to be decent. I think they're going to be a 7-win team, 8-win team, but it feels like the Eagles division to win, and it's plus money. So that's my favorite bet. I think it is I'm going to go second round knockout for Philly. I think they can grab a playoff win. They got the tush push. It's cold as hell in January. If they get a good draw outdoors, I think they win. If they draw the Houston Texans, or not the Texans, any of the good NFC teams indoors, maybe across the country, not as cold, I don't think it plays in their favor as well. So that's it for me. 10-7 is my favorite pick here for the Eagles. Kenton, what you got?
I mean, overall, when it comes to what I was thinking about and making my schedule prediction here, overall, at the end of the day, it all comes down to the fact that I do not really see a big difference between the team now and the team last year. I think it's going to look very similar to the season last year. I have them losing that last game to the Giants. I did mention earlier that I thought that they were going to split that series. I think the Giants will surprise people in that last game. I think they will learn a lot in that week 9 loss that they have, especially if they all stay healthy, which, if the Giants do get injured, then it's a different conversation. So I have them. So overall, looking at my record here, you have them starting off strong early to mid season. And then, the last 5 games there, I have them 1-4. So very similar to how it was last season for me. I think that it will still probably be enough for them to win the division because, overall, I think that division is still not necessarily, too difficult to beat. I think I think it's going to look ugly just as it did last season. I have them at 11-6. As for playoffs, I find it more likely that they get knocked out in the wild card round than they do in the second round. And it purely is because I think they have a problem with late season and playoff execution, at least last year they did. So that's where my thoughts are sitting with the Philadelphia Eagles.
Interesting. Folks, let us know, guys, in the comments, what do you got here for Philly? Is it a 9-win, missed the playoff season? Is it a horrible 8-win something? And Sirianni's out of there. You never know. They've been booing that dude since he got there, even though all he's really done is win. So who knows? Obviously, could they be an NFC champion again? Could they be a Super Bowl contender again? Could they meet Mahomes in the Super Bowl again? God, praise no, because nobody wants to watch that again. But I'm just saying, a lot of different things could happen here for the Eagles, man. So it should be interesting. Either way, I think we're all pretty confident in saying they are a borderline playoff team. They are not going to flop. They are not going to be a dominant team that just runs through the NFC. They're going to be a good football team. Tough to beat, but like Kenton said, pretty much it's the exact same team they were last year. So is that going to be a positive swing or a negative swing? Can Saquon stay healthy? We saw our guy Seth in chat saying Saquon MVP potential. We didn't agree with that, but that just tells you what people think about this team. So we will see what happens, guys. Give these fellas a follow. Mr. Greg Andrews at Sports Talk _Greg, Mr. Kenton Heidemann at Kenton H Sports. By the way, Kenton got that article for you guys, sportsforummedia.com. There's a billion other articles up for you guys as well, too. College football schedule previews, NFL schedule previews, breaking news in the NHL, breaking news in the NFL, MLB, 2 games today, best bet predictions for you. I know our guy Seth got another one going up for you guys here. We got some breaking news today. I don't know, man. Go check out the freaking articles, guys. Links in our bio at Sports Forum CO. You guys can follow us on all socials. And tomorrow night, 6 p.m., we got that Texas Longhorns schedule preview. Myself, Seth, and maybe a special appearance. I don't know. So we will see what happens on that college football show, guys. Take care. Thanks for watching. Have a great night. Good luck. And I can't say fly, Eagles, fly. So go Steelers. Peace.